to our meeting. If you are joining us, this is a volunteer training for our We Watermark volunteers with some new information regarding our changes for COVID. So I'm Nicole, I'm the director of elementary ministry, and this is Elizabeth. She is the director of preschool ministries.
Hello.
Hello. So why is children's ministry important? So the vision of We Watermark is to partner with parents to build a gospel-centered spiritual foundation for their children, to proclaim to the next generation who God is and what he has done, and create a place where parents and families find community and come and grow in the knowledge of God. We are not babysitting. That is not what we do here. We are partnering with parents to inform their children spiritually, to tell the story of God to these kids, and to show them what it looks like to follow Jesus and bear his image in this world. So we know that parents are we know that no one has the potential to influence a child like his or her own parent, but also a parent is not the only influence a child needs. So our curriculum that we use is called Orange, and it's basically we are partnering the light of the church with the love of the home to have a greater impact on each child's spiritual influence. Protect the child, protect the church. So we know, unfortunately, that abuse does happen. And we don't want any abuse happening in our church, in our walls, in our classrooms. So our policy is that we keep 2 people with children at all times. And I know that can be tricky sometimes if you have a child that is about to have an accident or needs to go to the bathroom, or you had an emergency. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios that could occur, but baseline, try to keep 2 adults with kids at all times. If you find yourself in a situation where you can't find another adult, bring another child with you. For example, if you have to take someone to the bathroom, but you happen to be alone for some reason, prop open the bathroom door, bring another child with you into the bathroom. Make sure the classroom door is propped open. There should never be an adult and child alone at any time. Not myself, not Elizabeth, not Tommy himself. And that goes for all of our We Watermark volunteers. And also, don't put yourself in the position to be accused of anything. If you're alone with a child, you never know what could happen. So, also protecting the child and protecting the church. Please do not come to volunteer if you are sick. We understand things happen. If you wake up sick that day, email us, text us, just let us know. We will find another situation for that classroom. But please do not come to church with any symptoms or any sickness. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to pass this over to Elizabeth now to go over our COVID-19 procedure changes.
Okay, so we're doing things a little bit differently. Since closing in March, we are, first of all, limiting our class sizes in an effort to keep the kids spaced out. We're going to have about 5 kids per class. We are asking that everyone 3 and older wear a mask, and we will have child-size masks on hand, as well as adult sizes if you happen to forget yours. If a kid doesn't have one, if they leave one on the playground or it gets stepped on or whatever, just ask the lead or me or Nicole, and we will make sure you get a new one. We'll be checking temperature of everyone at the door before they even come into the building. So kids, adults, volunteers, everybody will get their temperature checked. We are increasing sanitation procedures, which means we'll be extra diligent about wiping down the tables and cleaning the toys, and there will be hand sanitation stations all throughout the building. We'll even have them out on the playground in some capacity, maybe just a pump or something for the kids as they go in and out. We'll be doing snack time on the playground instead of in the classroom, so the kids will play and have snack all at the same time. We're doing individual snack packs instead of the bin with the goldfish. And we are decreasing our hallway transfers, so the kids will not be going to large group. For a little while. They will be doing their large group lesson in the classroom, and I will come in, or Nicole will come in and do that lesson with them. We'll also have like one class at a time transferring to the playground, or doing the bathroom break or whatever. And we just want to make sure the kids are keeping their hands clean, not in their mouths. I know that's a lot to ask as a volunteer, to like make sure they're not like sticking toys in their mouth and, you know, doing whatever gross kids do. But try and keep an eye on that. Make sure they're washing, sanitizing their hands frequently, or as much as they should. And you guys as well as the volunteers, like just try and keep your hands clean. Don't touch your face or your eyes or anything. And those are our changes.
One thing I did forget to add to the slide was we are increasing ventilation in the building, because we know that that is a very important thing to not spread COVID. So because the weather is beautiful, the windows will be open, all of the doors except for in the children's ministry area will be open, and there will be HEPA filters put in all of the AC units, as well as air purification systems. So just so everyone knows, we are working on increasing our ventilation and making that better.
Yeah. Okay, so another kind of COVID change, but also a change we were trying to push pre-pandemic, is our touchless check-in system. So the parents will have an app on their phone, and they will get their tags printed when they come in. They will have a label, the child will have a label. You want to make sure the child's label stays on them the whole time. I know that's hard. If they lose it, if it gets tangled in their hair or whatever, ask a lead or me or Nicole. We can print them a new one. When a kid gets picked up, make sure that you have checked the guardian's label to the child's label. So there will be 4 numbers, or 4 numbers up at the top, letters, numbers, combination. They need to match. If they don't match, it's the wrong receipt, the wrong kid. Please be diligent about making sure they match. And if the parent doesn't have their guardian label, they should have one on their phone, so they can show you the label on the phone. On the kids' label, it will say what classroom they should be in, which service they're in, and right now we're only doing 1, who their primary pickup guardian is, which will also be on the guardian receipt, right? It has the parent's name on it. Birthday, there could be a phone number on there, and if they have any allergies or medical info, just check their label as they come in and see, because it might be something really important that we need to know. And if they do have an allergy or a medical info on there, their name will be highlighted in black at the top of the label. Otherwise, it'll just be white. Did I cover everything on that?
Yes.
I lost my notes.
Awesome. So we used to use Planning Center as our sign up and scheduling platform. But since we are basically rebuilding our We Watermark team kind of from scratch, we have put a sign up genius out there. Some of you have already signed up on it. So that you can sign up for the day and the classroom that you'd like to serve in. So you pick the dates that you're available, you pick the classroom that you'd like to be in. We ask that you would include in the comment section if you are bringing your own children, because everyone else has to RSVP to come to church, including children. So we want to make sure that we have enough space for your children first. So please make sure you guys sign up there and fill in whatever dates you are available. As we grow, we will get back in the groove of a normal schedule, but for now, this is what we are doing. You will still get reminders via Sign Up Genius. I believe it's an email, usually the day or 2 days before that you are scheduled to serve that day. Discipline. I know that we all have just perfect angels and that we never need to discipline our children, but we have a very simple discipline kind of policy in We Watermark. It's 1, 2, 3, and the first thing we're going to do is if a child is exhibiting a behavior that is negative or maybe hurting another child or something like that, we want to move close to them, first of all, as the adult in the room. We want to kind of figure out what's going on there. Do they need a little bit of extra attention? Do they need, I mean, we can't really give hugs right now, but do they need a little bit of your attention, a little bit of your care at that moment? Also, we try to redirect them. If they're maybe fighting over a toy or a certain book, maybe we take the toy away and say, you know, friends are more important than toys. Or, you know, however we can move them into a different activity. And we also need to give them a verbal warning. Let them know the behavior that they're exhibiting is not appropriate and that we would like them to change their behavior. Now, if they continue to do this, we want to move the child to a different location. If it's at the table, move them to a different seat at the table. If it's on the playground, maybe get them interested in something else on the playground. Just try to move them to a different spot. Or if it's a certain friend that they're not getting along with and having trouble with, maybe try to encourage them to play with a different friend. If you've gone through all these steps and they are still exhibiting the same behavior, they're not understanding, they're not changing their behavior, we need you to ask the lead to contact their parent at that point. Just so you know, we don't like to kick people out of We Watermark, and everyone is always welcome back the next Sunday. But if you have kind of warned the child that there would be consequences and you don't follow through, the child knows they can continue to push the boundaries. And we want to keep all of the kids in the classroom safe. So this is what, if you need help, please ask Elizabeth and I. We are happy to come in. We're happy to help. The lead is also happy to help with any discipline issues that you may have. Preschool curriculum.
Okay, so our preschool curriculum is going to look a little different. We only have one solid hour start to finish in service. So everything's a little bit abbreviated. So on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see our schedule for preschool. They're going to start with an opening activity. When the kids come in, we want to keep them engaged right away. They can color a picture, or there will be a game they can play, or something that pertains to the lesson. After that, they're going to transition directly to the playground and have their snack and playtime and all that. And then come back to the classroom where we will do the group lesson. And that is what we're doing in place of the large group, which they usually did at the end of the hall. I will come in and do that lesson with them, and they will probably be doing their craft about that time as well, because I don't think there's enough time to do both before they have to check out. On the left-hand side, you'll see that's kind of what the curriculum looks like. That will be printed off and put into a bin with any supplies that you need. We'll go over the memory verse with the kids. You want to pray with the kids. You want to kind of just talk about the bottom line, like on this one, Jesus is God's son. Like that's what we're talking about this month. That's what we want to drive home for the kids. We don't want it to feel like they just came to church and played for an hour. Like that's fun, but they need to come to church and learn about Jesus. Like we want to make sure that they're learning something new, that they're understanding the story, and that we're really engaging them in that way, versus just letting them sit around and do whatever they want. I really want the focus to be on the lesson in whatever capacity we can get that to them, whether it's only a game or only a craft or only the large group lesson that I do with them. We want to make sure that they're leaving the building with some kind of knowledge of who Jesus is and what it means to be a follower of him. And yeah, I'm hoping we can do that in 1 hour block of time. So we're gonna try.
We can do this.
Yes, we can do it.
Okay, so this is an example of our elementary curriculum, an example of the schedule in our elementary classrooms. So basically, like Elizabeth was saying, we want to engage the children as they're checking into the room. So we'll have some type of activity to engage them at the table or a game, something like that. I will then come into the classroom. I will do the story with them, whether it's a video or role playing, whatever it looks like that week. It might change from Sunday to Sunday. And then we will do a follow-up group activity, whether it's a craft or a game, whatever the curriculum kind of calls for that week. We will then go out to the playground. The preschoolers would have already returned back to their classrooms. So now we're going to go out to the playground. We will have snack at the picnic tables, and then they will have free time to play. They'll come back in. go back to the classroom, and by that time they can finish up with whatever they were doing or play with the few toys that might be in the classroom, and they'll be checking out at that point. We have definitely pared down the classrooms, just so you're aware, to make it more safe and sanitary. We don't have a lot of the toys that would have a lot of fingers on them, or if they do, we are sanitizing it before, after, as much as we possibly can. And also, just to start, for the first few Sundays, our classes are going to be smaller and they're going to be wider in age range. For example, our preschool class will be 3 through 5-year-olds all in one class, and it used to be 2 separate classes. For elementary, we're going to have kindergarten through 2nd together, and then 3rd through 5th together, and that used to be 5 different classes. We are going to start small and build as we go, and eventually we will open up all of our classrooms again when it is safe and when we have enough volunteers to do that. So thank you for being flexible with us as we build slowly back up to a new normal, a better normal for us. And we love you guys. We so appreciate that you are willing to come, that you're willing to work in children's ministry and partner with us and partner with parents. We are both parents, and we know parents need help. We need other caring adults in the lives of our kids. So thank you so much for doing that. If you have any questions, please email me, Nicole at watermarktampa.com, or Elizabeth at watermarktampa.com, and we will see you soon. Thank you. Take care.